And then Toad pops up and he's like, I'm coming too. And Peach is like, okay, sounds good. Oh my God, now he has to do the course too? No, he doesn't for some reason. He's cool. Oh, okay.
It's a Beyonce Master Lee.
And Lulu.
All right, I can already tell you right now, normally I fully agree with pitch meetings, all right? They really are on the spot with tearing apart movies, with the plot holes, the ridiculousness of it all. But I'm going to be honest with you about this movie. I freaking loved it. I don't care what you all said. There's a lot of fans out there going like, that was dumb. It doesn't come close to some of the other hallmarks of cinema, if you will, when it comes to video games. Everything about this just hit the right nostalgic button for me that I walked away just feeling, I'm just glad to be alive to be able to see something like this. Right. And so for that's it. I don't care. I don't care if there's plot holes. Don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah, don't be too heavy on it. Just enjoy the fact that the game become the movie.
No, you shouldn't appreciate that because they made a movie of this before and it really sucked. Like so bad. So, you got to have someone who cares enough to like usher it through. And, here's the thing, right? This is coming from someone who's worked with, Japanese gaming companies. So many things from Japan, when they're made into the big like Hollywood screen, oftentimes are terrible. And then, I can't even say this about Japanese companies, but this is an interesting point about this one in particular. Any game or any sort of original source, whether a book or whatever, right? When it's brought to Hollywood and you let the Hollywood people take over and start to Hollywoodify it, it's very easy to lose the original vision and it just becomes like a sellout. Like the Transformers movies were a pretty good example of just like shit gone wrong. You need someone who's really strong-minded, who believes in the core of what you're building to keep everyone grounded and together on one vision. The thing is with like most Japanese gaming companies, most of them do not have like a central figure who can fight for things. And I think that's part of the reason why Japanese gaming companies have been struggling lately is because their culture oftentimes is trying to find consensus. Like I've been in meetings where even though everyone in the table knows something is wrong about moving forward with an idea, everyone will agree to it still because no one wants to be that one cog that says, no, we shouldn't do this, we should rethink it.
Why, do you get fired?
Yeah, like it's consensus culture. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has to agree, especially usually when it's more senior or someone who's like further up the chain. But there is one company where you're someone at the top creatively that has continued to fight for the gamer, fight for his vision. And that's at Nintendo with Shigeru Miyamoto, who I had the beautiful pleasure of meeting once. He's not an executive by trade. He was a toy creator. He was a creator at heart. And as I was watching this, I could just tell all the little touches of things that fit together. You could see like he cared about it. Maybe too much to the point where if you're just a cinemaphile, right, and you really wanted something like a storyline to kind of make sense, this ain't that. This is about servicing the Nintendo fan who's been neglected for so long in this medium. And I personally felt like you could tell like his stamp was on it. And you know what? It's one of those things where you need that at a company for someone who to fight the numbers people, finally to fight the CEO of like creatively, this is what is going to be good entertainment. I don't know. Everything about those movies for me just worked. So that's my little bit of, background insight into like, unfortunately how Hollywood works, but why it's so important to have one person with a creative vision to see things through that you really trust. On that note, let's see how, Pitch Meeting tears this shit apart.
Okay.
All right. By the way, if you want to hear some wicked commentary, well, you got to check out my channel.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show on my OnlyFans.
Nothing going to go wrong there. Were you going to do a Peaches cosplay? Oh, you should. And away we go.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. I was thinking it's about time we make an animated Super Mario movie.
About time.
Oh my God, yeah, that is a massive franchise. How have we not attempted that yet? Because the live action one from 30 years ago made Nintendo lose trust in the entire film industry. Yeah, that's fair. But I think they're gonna be okay with this version, sir. Oh, why's that? Because we're gonna play it safer than any movie ever has before. Oh, hell yeah, minimize those risks, make them real small. You know it, sir. And I'm thinking we cast big old celebrities celebrities to voice these characters. You know, maximize marketability, minimize risk even more. Wait, so we're gonna get big celebrities to do the silly Mario voices? No, we'll just explain that those were silly voices they did for a commercial, so the celebrities can just do whatever accents they want.
I thought that was a brilliant explanation.
These risks are so minimal, my heart rate has gone down. Amazing. So what happens in this thing? Well, Mario and Luigi are plumbers in Brooklyn, right? But nobody's taking them seriously. Okay. So one day they try to fix a massive manhole leak that they saw on the news. Oh, massive manhole leaks are tight. Oh my God, I said what I said. Anyway, they end up going through this warp pipe underground. Oh, why is there a magic warp pipe under Brooklyn? What's going on there? Oh, okay. Well, listen, sir, this is not the kind of movie where I'm gonna be answering that kind of question, okay? I was just wondering. Oh, no. Okay. So anyway, they're flying down this warp thing, entering this new world. Oh boy, here we go. I can't wait to see these two brothers go on a big old adventure together. I bet. And so then they get separated and spend the rest of the movie apart. Oh. So frickin' Mario lands in Mushroom Kingdom and meets Toad. Wow, he must be freaking out to be in an entirely new world after spending his whole life in Brooklyn. Not so much, because we gotta keep the plot going. That makes sense. So Toad brings him to see Princess Peach, and she's like, whoa, you're a human too? I was brought here when I was a baby. Interesting. So what's the story there?
That part I wish.
Okay, wait, you can't just use courtroom talk to dodge questions. Overruled. I'll allow it. So Mario finds out that Bowser wants to marry Princess Peach. Like an interspecies kind of thing. Okay. Well, you know, please don't describe it like that. Sorry. And so he's gonna destroy the Mushroom Kingdom using a superstar if she says no. Uh-oh. So Peach has to head out to ask the Kongs to ally with her. Sure, yeah, sounds like there's no time to waste. Time is of the essence for sure. So Mario is like, well, I'll help. And she's like, not until you complete an obstacle course. What? So Mario starts doing this obstacle course over and over, and he's just failing again and again. Princess Peach goes to bed. It's taking forever. Doesn't she have to leave kind of urgently? Yeah, well, the imminent threat to her kingdom is gonna kind of take a back seat to watching this stranger get slightly better at jumping. Fair enough. Also, she's gonna introduce the concept of power-ups to him. So what are these power-ups? They power you up. Well, like, are we explaining what they are? Like, why do they exist in this universe? They exist as power-ups to power you up. All right. Anyway, and so finally, he completes the course. He doesn't. No, but Peach is like, okay, good enough, and they head out. Whoa. And then Toad pops up, and he's like, I'm coming too. And Peach is like, okay, sounds good. Oh my God, now he has to do the course too? No, he doesn't for some reason. He's cool. Oh, okay. So anyway, meanwhile, Luigi's being kept in a cage by Bowser next to the cutest little Luma star. Aww. Who just absolutely craves death. Oh my God. And we're gonna have Bowser sing this big old song about how he loves Princess Peach. Bowser is gonna sing? Why would we have Bowser sing a song? Well, I was thinking we get Jack Black to voice him. Gotta have Bowser sing a song in that case. Yeah, okay. So the good guys make it to Cranky Kong, and he's like, all right, I'll give you my army if Mario can defeat my son in a fight. Kind of random. So then Donkey Kong is absolutely kicking Mario's butt, but then Mario manages to beat him. Oh wow, how does he manage that? Well, there were some power-ups, so he used those. Would he have been able to beat him without those? Oh, absolutely not. Performance-enhancing drugs are tight. Wait, no, that's not the message here. Are you sure? No. Well, okay then. So what does this juiced up Italian do next? Well, now that they have the army on their side, they get into carts and get onto Rainbow Road. That's from the video game my brothers and I used to punch each other about. Oh, I'm glad you said that, sir. That's the exact reaction I'm looking for. What do you mean? Recognition of familiarity. That's exactly what I'm looking for here in every scene. Jeez, that's a pretty low bar to hurdle. You think you can manage that? I think I can, sir. Remember blue shells? I do. So, I just did my job. Oh my God, you did. I remembered the thing that I remembered. Yeah. So what else happens? Well, then Bowser's army's gonna attack, and Mario and Donkey Kong are gonna fall into some water. Uh-oh. And then they get swallowed up by a big old Ma Ray. Oh, geez, it's gonna be tough to get out of a freaking creature's stomach. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, because turns out this thing also swallowed a rocket barrel from Donkey Kong's cart, so they used that to get out pretty much immediately. Oh, that was pretty serious. It sounds like that plot point lasted several seconds. Yeah, it did. More than 10 seconds, sir. Probably less than 20. Jeez. So anyway, eventually they're all gonna get transported to the streets of Brooklyn for the final battle. Oh boy, here we go. And Mario and Luigi are finally gonna be reunited, and they manage to use a superstar to defeat Bowser. Wow. Well, it really goes to show anything is possible with performance-enhancing drugs. Again, not the message I'm going for here, but it might be though. It might be, I don't know. So what do you think? Well, listen, I recognized a lot of the things you mentioned. Yeah. And I suspect other people will recognize them as well. Uh-huh. So,
exactly.
That's really all we need. This is gonna be a hit.
I mean, look, he's on the nose. He's spot on. And it's because of that I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, it's
I
all
bought into all
about
the
bringing back
nostalgia.
the childhood memories.
And in fact, I would say that anything new that was introduced make you go, what the fuck was that about? Yeah, right? Like, oh, Peach just came from the universe? What is that? Well, skipped over it. Then the final battle in New York City, and no one's questioning why there's a gigantic turtle, which honestly, I have to admit, I didn't know Koopa was a turtle this whole time. I thought he was like Godzilla.
That was a different one.
You know what I'm saying? There's like, that. Yeah, so like people in New York don't even question it.
I know. They're all just like, okay, they're normal. They're in our Earth.
It's just
like.
This is what I commend them for what they did to this movie. The fact that they introduced pretty much every element of the Mario games through its long history, 30, 40 plus years, and somehow it still fit together. It's like shocking to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all did a good
bringing
job.
the Kong into this movie, I was just like, oh my God, that was one of my favorite games
I'm
ever.
Like, good idea. Of course, it's another kingdom, and of course, they want to help them, and of course, there's Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong is going to be totally like that, right?
Yeah, I love that game. I love that game.
I loved everything about this movie. I was a sucker, man. Oh, God. Only thing that was missing, more Yoshi. And guess what's coming in the sequel?